Hello, Jessie Tamburello from the Compassion Factory in Brookfield, Illinois. I am here in our studio space today. I am going to go over quilling. It is a technique using really thin pieces of paper. I created little ducklings and a flower out of really thin pieces of paper. So I'm going to show you how I did that in just a minute. The supplies that you're going to need to do this project are really thin pieces of paper. I just used regular construction paper. You can use paper, copy paper, any color that you want. I used a paper cutter to cut my paper, and they're about 1/4 inch. You just want to make sure all the paper that you're using is the same width, just for your picture that you're making out of paper, so it's all really even. The other items that you're going to need are either toothpicks or skewers or little wooden sticks is what I have, and then just regular old Elmer's glue. And that's all you need for this project, and then I'm going to show you how I actually created these fun little ducks. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your really thin 1/4 inch pieces of paper, and I'm just using a really thin stick that I have. If you have toothpicks or wooden skewers, you can use those. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to wrap the piece of paper around the wooden or toothpick and keep it as tight and straight as possible, as you can see. So what this is called is a tight coil. So the tighter that you keep it, the better. If you wanted to do a loose coil, you would just kind of loosen it. Those are the quilling names of this technique. So once you have all your paper turned in, then you've got this nice little round thing. So that's what we call a coil. And if you let it out a little bit, then you can kind of see, you get those fun little circles inside. And now I'm just going to take my Elmer's glue, add a little dab to the end, and then try to tighten it and keep it nice and tight. So there I've got my head. So I'm going to set that next to my other little ducklings. And now I'm going to work on the body. So same thing, same exact technique. You're going to start with your yellow thin strip of paper. You're going to take your toothpick and you are going to wrap it around and keep it, again, as tight as you possibly can. So this technique starts out exactly the same as the coil, and as you tighten it and get to the very end, instead of just letting it go, you're going to try to keep part of it tight like that. So there we go. We've got our coil. So now you're going to let it go just like before, but now I'm just going to get it a little bit bigger. So now what's going to happen is you're going to pinch one side. So this is going to still stay rounded, but then you get that fun shape, almost kind of looks like a duck wing. And same thing, you're going to finish it off with a little bit of Elmer's glue just on the very end, just to keep it closed. And I tried to keep my end where I've got my crease, and then, whoops, I've got my duck body and my duck head. And then I just took a little orange, and that was basically just making a little beak out of my paper. So those are two techniques. You've got the coil, the tight coil, the loose coil, and then you've got the teardrop. And then all I did was glue it down to my little cardstock paper that I have. So now I've got my 3 little ducks in a row. So that's one option that you can do. And then my other one that I did was a flower. So same technique. I created the teardrop. I used a little bit thicker paper for that one, so you can see this is a little bit thicker than the yellow that I was using before for my duck. And all that is it makes it a little bit thicker off my paper. So same exact technique. You're going to take the Q-tip or the toothpick and wrap it as tight as you can. And I'll show you another little trick. If you're trying to keep all of your pieces exactly the same, as you let go, it loosens differently each time, right? So another fun trick that you can use is take one of these templates for your circles, and let's say I want it to just be this big. If I let it go in that circle, now I can glue it and keep all my circles the exact same size. So if I was trying to make a flower and I wanted all my petals or my leaves to be exactly the same, that's a technique that you can do by putting it in there. Oh, I didn't do a very good job in gluing that. There we go. All right, so super fun, pretty easy. I've got a couple other that I can show you. I just did some loose coils, another tear, and you could even do a heart, which same thing as I folded it in half and I did a loose coil and a loose coil, and now I got a fun little heart. So this is a really easy, fun project to do, very inexpensive to start off with if you've never had any quilling experience before. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Quilling's a very easy technique that you can do with just a couple simple supplies that you already probably have in your home. So try it out, like and subscribe to our videos, leave us a comment, and let us know or post a picture of something that you've created. We'd love to see it. Thanks for tuning in. Jessie Tamburello, Compassion Factory, Brookfield, Illinois. Hope to see you next time.